Hey y'all, this is DJ Santana, host of Moonlit Vibes, only on Vaquero Radio Thursdays at 3. Hey guys, DJ Santana back at it again here on Moonlit Vibes, Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station. I hope everyone had a really great, really restful spring break. I know I did. A lot of rest. So much rest. So much rest. Yeah. Fun stuff, fun times. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still today I'm just out of it. I feel I had something earlier today where I had this rush of adrenaline because I was scared. And now I'm trying not to fall asleep. So that's always fun. Let's see. We have some music today. We have some questions. Always love answering those. Yeah, we have some Sweetie. We have some Ariana. We have some Callie. We have some Bad Bunny. All while I'm answering your guys' questions. All right, so let's jump into some music, and then I'll come back and answer some questions. But first, I wanted to play one of the stingers for one of the awesome shows that we have here at Vaquero Radio. This is a promo for a show that runs on Mondays at noon. This is the Aces.
Hey Vaqueros, this is the Aces.
DJ Diego
and DJ Sebastian. We're just a couple guys here,
trying to help you put an ace up your sleeve.
Start the week right with some laughs and montage music.
Get in tune and prepare for a grind.
Come catch us live, noon, Mondays.
Here on Vaquero Radio,
the Valley Student Station.
Alright, that was Te Pongo Mal by Kali Uchis, and Jowl, and Randy. Alright, let's hop into some questions. Hope y'all are having a lovely Thursday. It is 86 degrees out. Which is way, way too hot for me. Let's see. All right, the first question, kind of a serious one. This came from a guy that identifies as bisexual, and he says his girlfriend thinks he's cheating with everyone that he talks to. There's this weird stereotype around by men and by women, just by people in general, that they, for some reason, are more prone to cheating or something. It's so weird. I mean, we've all, well, not all, but we've all we all know that person that's yeah, I would never date someone that's bi because blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's such a weird stance to take. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It is such a weird stance to take. I'm over here trying not to throw up. To one way or the other. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, one, that's not healthy. Do not be with someone who constantly assumes that you're cheating on them no matter what you're doing. That's not healthy. That's not good. Do not do that. That's not worth it. But also, it's just such a weird position to take, assuming that your, significant other is cheating on you just because they are not straight or they're not, just because they're bisexual. That doesn't mean that they're more prone to cheating. It doesn't, there's no facts, there's no statistics there. There's nothing that makes any type of sense in that situation. But it is unfortunately, a really prevalent stereotype that is, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that person. I am very much not that person that is oh, I'm not going to date this person because blah, blah, blah. No, if someone's interested in me, I may give them a chance. But that's a personal thing. Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood that weird stance because it's, I mean, gay men and women sometimes have that stance where they won't date someone that's bisexual because they're oh, they're going to leave me for someone of the opposite sex. And then straight men and women can take that stance where they're oh, I'm not going to date someone that's bisexual because they will leave me for someone of the same sex. It comes from a place of insecurity, and it says a lot more about the other person than it says anything about you. But I don't know. I've never understood how you can assume that someone is more likely to cheat on you just because of their sexuality. It makes no sense. It doesn't, in my mind, there's no connection, there's no correlation. Yeah, I mean, any partner that assumes that that assumes that you're cheating on them all the time is not good at all, point blank, period. But also assuming that you are more prone to cheating because you are bisexual is so weird. I mean, the stereotypes surrounding bisexual people are never in their favor. Because if you're a bisexual girl and you're dating a guy, then there's like that assumption that there's always that weird stuff that I can't even get into on public radio. And then if you are a bisexual man dating a girl, there's often that assumption that you're going to leave your girlfriend for a guy. Or if you're a bisexual girl dating a girl, there's that assumption that you're going to leave your girlfriend for a guy. Like, none of the stereotypes are in anyone's favor. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. It's something that I've never understood. It doesn't make any sense to me that you would look at your partner and be like, oh, you're going to cheat on me because it's very weird. I'm not about that. I don't understand that. It's weird. It's so weird. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't put yourself through that. If your partner isn't gonna respect you, then just don't. It's not worth it. All right. Let me pull out tarot card for this question asker. Oh my god! Please don't tell me I just. Oh my god. Okay. Let me see. All right. You got the card. The 5 of Swords reversed. Well, the 5 of Swords is not a good card, but it's a lot of like chances of loss and victories that don't feel like empty victories and sorrow and stuff and feeling weak. It's not in the cards for your relationship to stay positive in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. I mean, not even if you're not bisexual, if you are with another person and they just assume that you're cheating on them every 5 minutes, then it's not a good relationship. If there can't be no trust, a relationship can't grow. It's just like the basics of life. All right, let's answer one more question before we hop back into some music. Okay, when is it a good time to introduce my significant other and my family? I have no idea. When you're comfortable, see, even if I'm not dating someone, even if it's just like a very casual thing, but also especially if I'm dating someone, I do not want them to meet my family. I love my family. I really do. I love my brother, my sister, my mom, my tia. I love them all so dearly, and I would jump on top of a grenade for every single one of them. But I do not. But also, no. I don't. Oh my god, the level of anxiety that just went through my body just at the thought. Oh, not my phone vibrating. Sorry about that. It's such a I don't do that. I don't like to do that. And it's not because I don't trust my family or I don't respect their opinions or whatever. Like I do. But also they're a lot. And I say that as someone that has lived with them for 22 years. They are a lot. And I love that about them. I think that's great. But also oh my god. I think there has to be a level of comfort. I think that's not a first date activity. Don't introduce someone that you're dating or have just started dating to your family right away. I think it definitely says something about where the relationship is at and what point of the relationship? Yeah. I don't know. I'm also that person that I just don't like meeting people's parents. I get nervous. And that's not just like from like a relationship standpoint. I like meeting my friends' parents scares me. Like I don't know why. I'm a grown adult and that still like terrifies me with like it's weird. I don't know how to be. It's strange. But yeah, I think it depends. It's not like a set thing. I don't think there's like oh, after dating for an X amount of months, you should like meet the parents. I think it depends on the relationship. It definitely is, but like a case by case thing. Personally, I would personally, I would. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This is a hard one. This is a stumper. I genuinely I don't know, and I mean I understand that meeting the family is like a big important thing, and we all have to do it at some point when we're dating someone. But it scares me. I do not know why it scares me so much. I mean, would I prefer my family? Would I prefer my significant other to meet my family rather than meet their family? That is also a hard question. I don't know. I think I would play it by ear, but yeah, I think it depends on how fast the relationship is going, how if you really see a future with this person. Because also one of the things that I think really stops me is it comes from a place of insecurity where I'm just like, if this goes bad, I do not want my family asking me every 5 minutes what happened to so and so. Like but that's the pessimist in me. Yeah. Let me pull a tarot card out for the person specifically asking this question. Where are we? Let's just go. And all right, you got the card, the Five of Wands. This card is about can be about like arguments and things like that, but specifically I feel like in this situation it's a lot about the aspect of mentally pushing yourself and competing and change through courage and that type of thing. Like I think the fact that you're asking gives me some insight into the fact that you probably think it's about time that you guys should meet parents. But yeah, I don't see anything bad. I think it's just a decision that has to be made between each other. Don't spring a parent meeting on your significant other. Don't be like, oh, let's go to PF Chang's and oh my god, my parents are here. How random. Don't do that. If that was me, I would run out of the restaurant. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, that is enough questions for now. Yeah, I have rambled for long enough. Up next, we have Bad Bunny with Yo Perreo Sola. You're listening to Moonlit Vibes, and I am DJ Santana. Alright, that was Sweet Crazy Love by Otter Circle. Okay, let's jump back into some questions. Alright, setting clear boundaries with someone. Okay, setting boundaries in relationships of any kind is incredibly important, but also really difficult. Like, so difficult. No one tells you how hard it is to set boundaries with certain people. Sometimes the easiest way to set a boundary is just saying no. You can give an explanation, or sometimes just saying no is enough. I think when you just start dating someone, you can set clear boundaries about things, how you expect things to go. When you're friends with someone, I feel like when you're starting to become friends with someone, boundaries become prevalent. And what should be said, what can't be said, what can't be done, what can't be done, like those types of things do kind of come up a lot more naturally. I feel like when you start dating someone, it can be harder to set boundaries just because you have to be a lot more clear. And the boundaries that you need in a friendship and the boundaries you need in a relationship are incredibly different. But I definitely think the hardest place to set boundaries is in a sort of work relationship or in a familial relationship, because it is so hard to say, no, that is not something I want to do, or this is not something that I like, or, setting those clear boundaries is so difficult, especially when we feel like we owe someone so much, especially in like a work relationship or a familiar relationship. It's so much harder because there is so much more riding on that. With like a friend, you can say, this person is really violating my boundaries. I don't want to interact with this person. And with a relationship also, there is still some more vulnerability in that, but it's still a little bit easier. But when you set boundaries with something like work or family, there is always a lot more riding on that, and setting clear boundaries in those types of relationships, while important, is difficult and can be hard, and it can be hard to not go back on those boundaries, especially if it's like when we look at work, we kind of live in a society where we're not supposed to really set boundaries. It's sort of like it sort of is seen in our detriment, setting boundaries in a work situation. And in a family situation, setting boundaries, it's not really a detriment. It can just be hard to talk to someone and be like, hi, I'm family member, I don't like this, or I would prefer not to do this, and things like that. That can always be so much harder when it comes to family. But setting boundaries is important. It is so important to, I'm so sorry, I got distracted. It is important to set clear boundaries and be open about why you've set these boundaries if you feel comfortable with that. But communication is so important in every relationship that you have, no matter if it's romantic, if it's a familial, if it's a friendship, if it is a work relationship, whatever it is so important to be open about your boundaries and where you draw the line in certain situations. Because there are so many people that like to just like toe the line and really push other people's boundaries. And I mean, it's not good and it's not right, but it is unfortunately like a thing that happens. Yeah, I think my best advice for that type of situation is just to start an open dialogue and say, yeah, I'm not doing this, I'm not comfortable with this, here's why, or here's something I really would like to do, and here's why. Yeah, be open, and don't let anyone make you feel bad for setting a certain type of boundary, or saying, this is as much as I will do, this is as much as I won't do. It's important to be open with your boundaries and as a person, what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. And I feel like so many people just don't want, it's not that they don't want to, we just don't really tell people, you need to set clear lines. Yeah. Okay, let me pull out a tarot card for this person. All right, the card you received is Strength, which is the card of strength and courage, spiritual over material, force of character, things like that. I feel like you person that asked this question knows how what kind of boundaries you need to be set, and you know which ones are being ignored and which ones are not being ignored. And I think, yeah, I'll be open and be clear. And anyone that doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't deserve to be around you. All right. How to form better study habits. I'm so bad at studying. I'm the worst person. I procrastinate like nobody's business. I leave everything till the last minute. I in my head I think I work better in a crunch, but I know that really probably isn't true. But I am such a procrastinator. If I have a test, I will be studying like till the very last minute. But I'm sorry. But it's important to remember that everyone studies differently. Everyone retains information differently. And everyone, I mean, there's no one way to learn. There's no one way that every single person in the world can learn, even if you're learning the same topic. Everyone learns differently. And I feel like learning how you learn is important, and also trying out a bunch of different ways, different methods. I mean, I'm definitely the type of person that I remember things better auditorially if I'm like reading along. If it's just something I'm reading, I can forget. If it's just something that like I'm seeing, I can forget. I also have a really awful memory. Like I've left brain cells all across the southern border. I have the worst memory. I don't remember anything. I remember nothing. But yeah, just kind of learning how you learn. It's important to not only give yourself a chance to learn how to learn, but also realize that not everyone, what works for someone else might not work for you. And what works for you might not work for someone else. I feel like we are all taught in really similar ways, of like good ways that we're supposed to learn. And it just isn't for everyone. I mean, I remember when I was in middle school, I had teachers that would force us to do Cornell notes because they were like, no, this is the best way to take notes. You'll remember everything. I hated that so much, and I remember nothing. I know nothing. Everything that I have unlearned I blame Cornell note taking. Yep. I've said that out loud, and I'm not taking it back. Yeah, I mean, everyone learns differently. It's important to remember that. And I feel like when it comes to studying, there is no perfect way. You have to let go of any type of perfectionism that you're holding on to when it comes to studying in academia. Let it go. It won't do you any good at all. At all. Yeah. Also think about what kind of learning you're doing and you're studying for, because I feel like a lot of American-centric learning and like school systems is learning to pass a test, which is very different from learning if you're going to learn a skill and things like that. Yeah, I mean, there is no right way to learn. You just gotta try out a bunch of different things and see what works out best for you. I mean, it might be hard and it might be frustrating, but eventually there is something out there for you. Everyone learns differently, and once you learn how you learn, it'll work out. All right, let me pull a tarot card out for you. All right, this card is telling me about the person that asked this question. This card is telling me that you are imaginative, and passionate, artistic, but can be a little melancholy. I feel like I'm very similar in that the way that I learn, if I'm trying to learn in a very strict way or trying to study in a very strict way, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. I will remember nothing. Trying to learn creative ways to learn is important. One thing that I've done is like when I'm going over notes and things or certain readings, I'll record myself, reading, or I'll try to go back and watch a teacher's recording now that we're all on Zoom, because I hate the sound of my own voice, surprisingly, even though I'm currently on the radio. But yeah, and I find that helps me remember better. Yeah, look at for creative solutions to learning and studying and things like that. All right, up next we have Leave Me Alone, but I don't know how, but They Found Me, and then we have some Doja Cat and some Luna. But first, I wanted to play a what's it called? Ooh, my head just blanked. One of the promos for one of the other shows that we have here at Vaquero Radio. All right, give it a listen.
Hey there, vaqueros. This is the Chunky Funky out with the DJ Nono Malo and
Big Vic.
we're here to cover current events, campus news, and all the gossip you want to hear.
Come and listen to us live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. here on Vaquero Radio, the Valley student station.
All right, that was Why Not by Luna. Okay, let's see. I have one more question, and this one's super easy, thankfully. Let me see. Hold on, sorry. Is racism enough of a reason to break up with someone? Yes, it is. Any type of prejudice, like racism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia, any biphobia, any of that? No, that is enough of a reason to break up with someone. No, I don't care how much you think you can change them. No, they're not a baby who has wet themselves. You can't change them. No, it's not worth it. Don't do that to yourself. It's icky. Don't do that. Don't. Ew. Couldn't be me. Yeah, but don't. I mean, I know, don't. I know you might want to, because like it's like, oh my god, I can be the one to show them the light. Like they'll see. Don't. It's not worth it. Ew. Don't do that to yourself. No. Especially racism. Especially in 2021. Any type of weird prejudice like that is just icky. Yeah. No. Very easy. Don't do that. I don't even need to pull a tarot card for that one, because no. You can get out of there. Break up with them immediately. Do not stay with them. There is no reason to stay with them. None. At all. It is definitely just get out of there. So that was a super easy question. So it's almost the end here at Moonlit Vibes. My hour has almost come to an end. I am back every week, and I will be back next week, probably. Yeah, so today we're gonna go out with a song. This is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. This has been DJ Santana. You're listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley student station. Hey y'all, this is DJ Santana, host of Moonlit Vibes. Only on Vaquero Radio, Thursdays at 3.